Hello everyone and welcome to the weird, scary and horrible parts of humanity. Today we are looking at someone who I am genuinely surprised, given his family connections and involvement in previous Taliban terrorist attacks, didn't have a higher and more important role during 9/11 besides being a muscle hijacker aboard American Airlines Flight 77, Khalid al-Mihdhar. Indeed, in 2002, the LA Times said that he had the broadest contacts with al-Qaeda of all of the 9/11 hijackers, and on the 7th of October 2001, he was described as having a key link to Osama bin Laden, with his role in planning the 9/11 terrorist attacks equal to or similar to that of American Airlines Flight 11 hijacker Mohammed Atta, who is debatably the most well-known of all of the 9/11 hijackers. You will also see through an analysis of Khalid al-Mihdhar that in the years, months, weeks and days leading up to 9/11, so many clues were missed by the CIA and FBI, which easily could have stopped the hijacking of American Airlines Flight 77, or at least al-Mihdhar. Again, this series isn't intended to undermine the horrors of 9/11 or in some way immortalise the cowards that are the hijackers. We merely intend to understand who these individuals are and what led them to take the lives of 2,996 innocent strangers and change the shape of the planet forever. But if anyone is offended, please feel free to leave a comment and I will cease the series. American Airlines Flight 77 was a Boeing 757-223 registration N644AA, departing from Washington Dulles International Airport at 8:20 a.m., bound for Los Angeles, California, with the plane hijacked at 8:51 a.m. and the plane hitting the Pentagon in Washington, D.C., killing all 64 individuals aboard, including the 5 hijackers, as well as 125 people in the Pentagon, and injuring 106 people in the Pentagon. Khalid Mohammed Abdullah al-Mihdhar is in many ways a true anomaly, particularly when it comes to his early years. He was born in Mecca, Saudi Arabia on the 16th of May 1975 according to his ID and visa to the United States of America. However, the director of the CIA, George Tenet, during the joint inquiry into terrorist attacks against the United States of America gave his date of birth as the 5th of May 1975, based on his will which he recorded in a video for al-Qaeda. Al-Mihdhar was born into a prominent family of the Quraysh tribe in Mecca, Saudi Arabia. Quraysh is a group of Arabic clans of Mecca and its Kaaba. The Prophet Muhammad was born into the Hashim clan of the tribe. At 20, he and childhood friend Nawaf al-Hazmi pictured to the ride a fellow American Airlines Flight 77 hijacker who was born in Mecca, Saudi Arabia, went to fight in the Bosnian War as part of the Mujahideen. The Bosnian War was an international armed conflict which took place in Bosnia and Herzegovina and took place between the 6th of April 1992 and the 14th of December 1995, resulting in the Dayton Accords, with the war manifesting from the breakup of Yugoslavia. The duo then went to Afghanistan to fight alongside the Taliban against the United Islamic National Front for the Salvation of Afghanistan. After the Soviet Union left Afghanistan following the Soviet-Afghan War on the 15th of February 1989, Afghanistan descended into a seemingly never-ending civil war, which took place between the 15th of February 1989 and the 27th of April 1992, between the Republic of Afghanistan and the Mujahideen, which ironically was supported by, of all things, the United States of America, Saudi Arabia, and the United Kingdom. With the fall of a socialist government, another civil war took place in Afghanistan between the 28th of April 1992 and the 27th of September 1996 between the Islamic State of Afghanistan, Hezb al-Islami Gulbuddin, and the Taliban. It was in this latter war that al-Mihdhar and al-Hazmi would fight in as part of the Taliban. In 1997, al-Mihdhar told his family that he was going to fight in Chechnya, with the civil war in Afghanistan having ended with Taliban victory. The First Chechen War lasted from the 11th of December 1994 until the 31st of August 1996 between the Chechen Republic of Ishkaria and Russia. However, it is unknown if the duo spent any time in Chechnya. The duo then became involved in arms smuggling, bringing them to the attention of the General Intelligence Presidency of Saudi Arabia, the primary intelligence agency of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. It is also speculated that al-Mihdhar was involved in the bombing of 2 United States embassies, one in Nairobi, Kenya, and one in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, on the 7th of August 1998, which resulted in a combined 224 deaths and more than 4,000 injuries. In the late 1990s, al-Mihdhar married Hoda al-Hada. He would go on to have 2 kids. In turn, he would marry into a pretty high-ranking family within al-Qaeda. Al-Hada's father, Ahmad Muhammad Ali al-Hada, is an al-Qaeda operative who primarily oversaw al-Qaeda's operations in Yemen. Notably, al-Hada provided the telephone number in Yemen that served as a switchboard for al-Qaeda operations in Yemen leading up to the USS Cole bombing as well as the 9/11 attacks. The USS Cole bombing was a suicide attack by al-Qaeda against the USS Cole, a guided missile destroyer of the United States Navy which took place on the 12th of October 2000 while the boat was refueling in Aden Harbour in Yemen. The attack saw 17 people killed, including the 2 suicide bombers, and a further 37 people injured. This led to him being called a supercell within al-Qaeda by the US government. Al-Hada's brother Ahmed al-Darbi was arrested in Azerbaijan and sent to Guantanamo Bay in August 2002 on charges of supporting a plot to bomb US Navy ships in the Strait of Hormuz, which is between the Persian Gulf and the Gulf of Oman. Al-Darbi would be released under the presidency of Donald Trump in May 2018 when he was transferred into Saudi custody. Al-Mihdhar spent extensive time at al-Qaeda training camps in Afghanistan and was among the first individuals selected by Osama bin Laden to participate in the 9/11 terrorist attacks, having fostered a strong relationship with bin Laden. Eager to participate in a jihadist operation against the United States of America, he travelled to Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, and on the 6th of April 1999 got a new Saudi Arabian passport. To this day, Saudi Arabian citizens require a visa to visit the United States of America, and on the 7th of April 1999, al-Mihdhar applied for a 1-year B1, B2 tourist business multi-entry visa through the Consulate General of the United States of America in Jeddah. The Embassy of the United States of America to Saudi Arabia is in Saudi Arabia's capital, Riyadh, and there are 2 consulate generals to the United States of America in Saudi Arabia, one in Dhahran and one in Jeddah. He would list the Los Angeles Sheraton Hotel as his intended destination. However, why he chose this is unknown. He was then sent along with al-Hazmi to the Mes Aynak training camp in Afghanistan, and in late 1999 he went to train in Yemen. During his training he was called Sinan. Moreover, in 1999 a meeting took place between al-Mihdhar and al-Hazmi in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, with the General Intelligence Presidency informing the CIA. On the 4th of January 2000, al-Mihdhar flew from Sana'a, Yemen to Dubai in the United Arab Emirates. Staying the night at a hotel in Dubai, the CIA broke into his hotel room and photocopied his passport, which alerted them that he had a visa to enter the United States of America. This was sent to the CIA's Bin Laden Issue Station, a standalone unit of the CIA in operation from 1996 until 2005, dedicated to tracking Osama bin Laden and his associates. On the 5th of January 2000, al-Mihdhar flew to Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, and attended the Kuala Lumpur Al-Qaeda Summit, a meeting of several high-level Al-Qaeda members held on the 5th of January 2000 until the 8th of January 2000. It was held in the hotel room of Yazid Sufat, a member of the extremist terrorist organisation Jemaah Islamiyah, who was eventually arrested by Malaysian authorities in December 2001, released in 2008, re-detained on terrorist charges in 2013, and released again from the Sempang Renggam detention centre on the 19th of November 2019. During the meeting, the members of al-Qaeda would discuss numerous future terrorist attacks orchestrated by al-Qaeda, including the bombing of the USS Cole and 9/11. While in Kuala Lumpur, he stayed with a member of Jemaah Islamiyah, Yazid Sufat. Al-Hazmi was also in attendance at the summit. Both were secretly photographed by Malaysian authorities, having been asked to follow them by the CIA. On the 8th of January 2000, the duo flew to Bangkok, Thailand, where they stayed for a week. Exactly what they did in Bangkok, if at all anything, is unknown. On the 15th of January 2000, both flew into Los Angeles, California, and were admitted for 6 months. Once there, they met Omar al-Bayoumi at a restaurant at Los Angeles International Airport. Omar al-Bayoumi is a true unknown. He insisted that he just befriended 2 lost and confused Saudi Arabian tourists, but an FBI report declassified in September 2021 stated that he had links to known terrorists, provided support to the duo, and communicated with a key logistics facilitator for bin Laden. Another report declassified in March 2022 stated that there was a 50-50 chance that he had advanced knowledge that the 9/11 terrorist attacks were going to occur. Al-Bayoumi helped the duo move to San Diego, California, find an apartment, co-signed their lease, and gave them $1,500 to help pay for their rent. While in San Diego, they both attended the Masjid Ar-Ribat al-Islami mosque, which was led by Imam Anwar al-Awlaki, a spiritual advisor who held many closed-door meetings with the duo, leading investigators to believe that al-Awlaki knew about the 9/11 terrorist attacks in advance. In early February 2000, al-Mihdhar and al-Hazmi rented an apartment at the Parkwood Apartments complex, with al-Mihdhar buying a used 1998 Toyota Corolla. Neighbours thought that the duo were weird because they never got any furniture beyond mattresses which they slept on. They were frequently on their mobile phones, carried briefcases, and despite having the used Toyota Corolla, were frequently picked up in a limousine. They also played Flight Simulator 2000 constantly. That's not suspicious at all. On the 5th of May 2000, the duo undertook flying lessons at the Sorby Flying Club in San Diego, with al-Mihdhar flying a light aircraft for 42 minutes, before taking additional lessons on the 10th of May 2000. However, both had terrible English-speaking skills and made for crappy pilots. They offered their flight instructor, Richard Garza, extra money if he would train them to fly jets. Refusing the offer, Garza would describe them as impatient students who wanted to learn to fly Boeing jets. Those who met al-Mihdhar while he was in San Diego described him as a dark and brooding individual with a disdain for our American culture. The pair moved out of the Parkwood Apartments at the end of May 2000, with al-Mihdhar transferring registration of a 1998 Toyota Corolla to al-Hazmi. Al-Hazmi remained in the United States of America while al-Mihdhar returned to Yemen to visit his wife. This pissed off head of al-Qaeda's propaganda operations, Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, who wanted him to remain in the United States of America to help al-Hazmi to adjust to life in the United States of America. Mohammed became so pissed that he tried to remove him from the 9/11 terrorist plot, but bin Laden overruled him. But it was decided that he would become a muscle hijacker, possibly because he made for being a crap pilot. Following the bombing of the USS Cole, the then Prime Minister of Yemen, Abdul Karim al-Irani, stated that al-Mihdhar was one of the main players of the attack and had been in Yemen at the time of the attack. However, Yemeni officials did not have sufficient evidence to definitively link al-Mihdhar to the USS Cole attack, and he was able to travel back to Saudi Arabia from Yemen in late 2000 and stay with a cousin in Mecca. In February 2001, al-Mihdhar flew to Damascus, Syria, and then entered Afghanistan through the Iranian border. It is speculated that he was the coordinator and organizer of the muscle hijackers for 9/11. On the 10th of June 2001, he returned to his native Saudi Arabia for a month, got a new passport, and applied to re-enter the United States of America through the Visa Express program, indicating that he intended to stay at a Marriott hotel in New York City. On his visa application, he falsely stated that he had never previously travelled to the United States of America. However, this did not impede his visa application. On the 2nd of July 2001, he flew to Frankfurt, Germany aboard Lufthansa, connecting onto a United Airlines flight, arriving on the 4th of July 2001 into New York John F. Kennedy Airport, becoming the last hijacker to enter the United States of America. Upon his arrival, he opened a banking account at Hudson United Bank in New Jersey. But apart from this, what he did throughout most of his first few days in the United States of America is unknown. However, he never checked into a Marriott hotel. On the 10th of July 2001, he bought a fake ID from All Services Plus in Passaic County, New Jersey, along with Abdulaziz Al-Omari, an American Airlines Flight 11 hijacker. On the 1st of August 2001, he and fellow American Airlines Flight 77 hijacker Hani Hanjour, pictured to the left, drove to Falls Creek, Virginia, where they met with illegal immigrant Luis Martinez Flores and paid $100 for a fake ID, listing an address in Falls Creek, with Martinez Flores signing paperwork confirming that he knew that the duo lived there. At a DMV office at a mall in Springfield, Virginia, the duo were given state identity cards. Throughout August 2001, al-Mihdhar and al-Hazmi made several visits to the William Patterson University Library in Wayne, New Jersey, using computers to look up travel information and book flights. Located in Wayne, New Jersey, William Patterson University is a public university. As of 2021, it has 8,398 students. However, by this stage, the CIA were onto al-Mihdhar, and on the 21st of August 2001, he was placed onto a CIA watch list. On the 22nd of August 2001, al-Mihdhar and al-Hazmi tried to purchase tickets for American Airlines Flight 77 through AA.com, but were unsuccessful. On the 23rd of August, the Department of State and the Immigration and Naturalization received a note from the CIA that al-Mihdhar and al-Hazmi were added to their watch lists. The FIA were never informed. Building a picture, on the 23rd of August, the CIA informed the FBI that al-Mihdhar had obtained his US visa in Jeddah, with the FBI receiving a copy of the Visa Express application one day later, on the 24th of August. On the 25th of August, Hanjour and fellow American Airlines Flight 77 hijacker Majed Mokhed, pictured to the left, purchased tickets for American Airlines Flight 77 departing Washington Dulles International Airport for Los Angeles, California, with the tickets purchased at Advanced Travel Service in Totowa, New Jersey. Hanjour would be seated in seat 1B, Salem al-Hazmi in 5E and 5F, while Mokhed and al-Mihdhar were seated in seats 12A and 12B in economy class. Their credit card failed to authorize, and they went to withdraw cash from an ATM and paid $1,842.25 in cash for Mokhed's ticket. On the 28th of August 2001, the FBI New York field office requested that a criminal case be opened to determine if al-Mihdhar was in the United States of America, but this was refused. On the 30th of August 2001, the FBI contacted Marriott, asking for them to check guest records and see if al-Mihdhar had checked into any of their hotels. On the same day, he closed his bank account at Hudson United Bank, and on the 1st of September 2001, he withdrew money from an ATM in Patterson, New Jersey. On the 2nd of September 2001, al-Mihdhar, Mokhed and Hanjour travelled to Maryland, staying at budget hotels in Laurel. All 5 hijackers would stay at either the Budget, Host, Valencia and Pindell motels in Howard County, which is just north of Laurel city limits. Around the same time, al-Mihdhar started working out at Gold's Gym in Greenbelt in Prince George's County, Maryland. On the 5th of September 2001, Marriott finally came back to the FBI, confirming that they had no record of al-Mihdhar checking into any of their hotels. On the same day, al-Mihdhar and Mokhed travelled to Baltimore Washington International Airport, 15 miles from Laurel and simultaneously the closest airport to Laurel, and headed for the American Airlines ticket counter. To this day, American Airlines operations at Baltimore Washington International Airport remain limited to their bases in Charlotte, Chicago, O'Hare, Dallas, Fort Worth and Miami, with the airline having a base at Ronald Reagan Washington National Airport and ferrying most of their flights there. At the airport, they paid $2,300 in cash for their 2 economy class seats 12A and 12B. On the 10th of September 2001, Robert Fuller, an agent at the FBI who works in counter-terrorism, requested that the Los Angeles FBI office in California check all local Sheraton hotels and also Lufthansa and United Airlines bookings to search for al-Mihdhar, but by this stage it was fruitless and far too late. On the same day, al-Mihdhar checked into the Residence Inn by Marriott Herndon Reston. The hotel has since closed. It is 7 miles or a 14-minute drive to Washington Dulles International Airport. Ironically, government Saudi official Saleh ibn Abdul Rahman Hussein stayed at the hotel on the same night, leading to him being questioned by the FBI, but there was no evidence that he met the hijackers. In February 2002, Hussein would become president of the affairs of the holy mosques Masjid al-Haram, the Grand Mosque in Mecca, and al-Masjid al-Nabawi, the Prophet's Mosque in Medina. At 6:22 a.m. on the 11th of September 2001, all 5 of the American Airlines Flight 77 hijackers headed for Washington Dulles International Airport. Al-Mihdhar and Moqed checked in at American Airlines at 7:15 a.m. and at 7:20 a.m. arrived at the passenger security checkpoint. Both set off the metal detector and were put through secondary screening. Al-Mihdhar was selected by the computer assistant passenger pre-screening. However, as he did not check any luggage in, this had no impact. He then boarded American Airlines Flight 77 and was seated in economy class in seat 12B next to Moqed in 12A, with the flight departing from gate D26 10 minutes later than its scheduled 8:10 a.m. departure time at 8:20 a.m. At 8:54 a.m. the flight began to deviate from its flight path and turned south, with Hanjor setting the flight's autopilot to head back to Washington, D.C. The cockpit voice recorder was too badly damaged and charged to retrieve any information. However, it is assumed that Hanjor assumed control of the aircraft, having been the only one of the 5 hijackers aboard to undergo any form of extensive flight training. At 9:29 a.m, Hanjor disengaged the autopilot and took manual control of the aeroplane. 5 miles southwest of the Pentagon, the Boeing 757 made a 330-degree spiral turn clockwise, descending 2,200 feet, pointing towards the Pentagon. Advancing the throttles to full power, Hanjor began diving towards the Pentagon. The wings clipped 5 street lights, with the right wing striking a portable generator before smashing into the Pentagon, crashing into the western flank at 9:37 a.m. and 46 seconds. The identification of al-Mihdhar as one of the hijackers was one of the first links that Osama bin Laden had orchestrated the attacks, with it known that al-Mihdhar was close to bin Laden and simultaneously seen at the Al-Qaeda 2000 Malaysian conference speaking to bin Laden associates. Indeed, then British Prime Minister Tony Blair referred to al-Mihdhar as a key link connecting Osama bin Laden to the Pentagon attack, as well as the USS Cole and the Tanzania and Kenya embassy attacks in 1998. On the 12th of September 2001, the 1998 Toyota Corolla purchased by al-Mihdhar was found in the Washington Dulles International Airport's hourly parking lot, featuring a letter written by Mohammed Atta, the principal hijacker of American Airlines Flight 11, maps of Washington, D.C. and New York City, a cashier's check made out to a flight school in Phoenix, Arizona, 4 drawings of a Boeing 757 cockpit, the aircraft of American Airlines Flight 77, as well as a page with notes and phone numbers. Thank you for watching. Please do yourself a favour and hit that subscribe button and the bell icon to inform yourself when new videos come out. Also, why not hit that like button and leave a nice comment? It helps more than you know and your support is truly appreciated. Until next time, stay awesome, stay classy, be kind to everyone you meet, have an amazing day, and remember the truth is always more interesting than fiction.